We got a message from a guy named Greg who had seen one of our videos, and he says he has a pit bike that's not running. He wants to get rid of, and I asked him how much. He said free. It's free. Free pit bike. Let's go get it, see if we can get it running in this video. This is what a free pit bike looks like. If you guys need some diesel work done in North Texas, maybe Stewart Diesel Performance can take care of it. They got a pretty nice shop, guys. I'm sure all these Fords are running. Probably only that Chevy doesn't run. Guys, the dirt bike was free. Does look to be worth it. And I just kicked them $100 and told them take the old boys out to lunch or something. They had a bunch of guys in there working on these diesel trucks. Like I said, if you need some diesel work in North Texas, Stewart Diesel Performance, he had a nice shop. Okay, let's get this thing home. Let's get it running. All right, guys, getting after this free dirt bike, huh? Instead of hooking up the pressure washer, hold on, whoa, watch out now. I just want to get some dust off this thing before we take it in the shop. Sometimes this is easier on the old Chinesers because I don't necessarily want to go too hard on it. Pressure washer, you get up in that electrical a little more than these lights sometimes. Just something light, the dust and spideys off it. This should be fine. We'll get her rinsed off, get her in the shop, and see if we can get it firing. While it's drying, I'll go try and find we need a kickstart lever for it. So I'll try and find one of those real quick and get after it. Let's get into some of these issues I see already. First one's the throttle stuck, which usually it was inside. So it usually isn't a cable issue. It's usually just a really dirty carb issue. Let's look at what we got here. Big old PZ26 on it, and it's got bolt screws on it, so we can take it off and clean it. That's what we're gonna do. It also needs a Kickstarter from the other side. Other than that, seems to be all here. The tires have air in them. Let's see if it has compression before we, oh, look at the shifters. About ready to come off too. Let's see if she has compression. Oh, hell, that tire just spun around on the wheel. So it needs to be aired up. Basically, you got a bunch of whack stuff up here from the EPA or something. We're just gonna pull off those tins inside there, get that carburetor off, drain this fuel tank, clean the carb, and hopefully she'll be a runner. Other one off and get this one off. Bolt the bolts and nuts. Carb should kind of come out. We got this here to catch any old gnarly fuel when it decides to dump out. Need the pliers. Okay, clearly no fuel coming out yet. Pull this over here. All you got left is this here, which is what's stuck. That's why the throttle won't go up and down. Basically what's stuck in here is the slide. So I like to open them up, put them over something where they can drain into. Sometimes they just fall right off. That's always nice. So as you can see, the cable's fine. I'm moving it now with the handle. It's just stuck in the slide because the carb's dirty. This Kickstarter has not been friendly to me yet. At all. Get him on this side. Down over the bucket and shoot some in here. That helps whatever penetrant you're using to do its job, believe it or not. Freed up. This was just stuck in this dirty carb. Time to clean the outside of this, break it open, clean the inside. Let's see what the inside looks like, guys. Come on. Let's see. Ooh, brown gap. Ooh, tasty. Supposed to be that color. We're going with the nice cocoa brown instead. Oh, look at here. That looks really nice. Really good. Crustaceous. I'm gonna rinse this out. I'm gonna rinse these jets out, and then I'm gonna put them in this full of carb spray so they can sit for a while, because this takes a while, guys. Shing. That's one of the worst ones I've seen lately. I went ahead and the jets are completely clogged, so what I like to do is to give them some time. I've got the jets in there and the float. I have everything but the needle in there, the float needle. I have the float pin, but not the needle. I like to fill this thing up with some carb spray, not where it's hitting the gasket. Prop it up like that, put all the crap in it and let it soak. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean this. And it's gonna take a brush, like this probably, some carb spray and a lot of compressed air, so I'm gonna get after it. Those are some of the crustiest jets. Might have to pull out a couple tricks. It wouldn't hurt to put this in the ultrasonic, but that's a lot of setup for, frankly, what I can get cleaned by hand. So I'm just letting it soak with carb spray on it for a minute. I'm gonna turn my attention to this gas tank, put some clean fuel in it, because I imagine it looks pretty heinous too. And we're gonna grab this fuel line here and make sure, well, first way we can make sure, okay, you can't blow through that. Try this. It ain't clogged. So that's kind of good news. Let's go ahead and get this into something and get some fuel in here. So we got some clear gas going through the tank. We confirm the fuel switch works. Confirm we don't have any fuel leaks. You know, while this thing's so filthy, there's nothing left on here that gasoline would hurt. And I oftentimes use gasoline to soak stuff like this anyways, so get a little erosion action right there. How about that? So here's one of my little tricks. You gotta go light though. Don't want to go too hard. This damn main jet is actually completely clogged. Can't see through it. I don't know if you, obviously you won't be able to see through it because it's clogged. But you get this elbow, turn her down kind of low. See all that shit burning off of there? Heat makes metal expand, so the nice thing is it works a couple different ways. One, it expands the jet a little bit, or can, and two, it burns out the crap inside. So dip it in some carb spray. Sometimes it's real satisfying because when you do it, just a ton of stuff oozes out of it. See, you don't want to get that too hot. This torch is pretty hot. If you squeeze too hard, you could deform the jet. That one's not quite clear. We'll boil off in there a little bit. So I put fresh gas in here to rinse the tank. Now I'm using it to soak some of these carb parts. Almost got all that crap off of there. Let us scrub it for a minute, then put it back in, let it soak for a minute. The float needle, the float pin, all are in constant contact with gas, so they're okay to sit in there. And I got the jets over here, just about ready in the bowl. Let this be a little bit of a lesson. I've been putting this in the gasoline, letting it soak, and then scraping it clean with the brush. What would happen is if you don't get all that stuff off of there and you put gas back in your carburetor, all this crap on here is going to soften up eventually, and it's going to end up getting sucked into your jets, and then you're going to end up pushing that sucker home. The torch did the trick. Both those jets are cleared out. Now all I got to do is get this bowl clean, get the carburetor body clean real quick, and we're good to go. We've got the carburetor cleaned, about to go back on. Another important step is to clean this slide needle off. You can see the gunk on there. The slide member was stuck, but it wasn't the throttle cable, as you can see. So we need to clean all this up before we put it back together. Then we're gonna gas her up, see if she runs. I always like to install my throttle cable so you can ensure that it operates properly and closes. And that one does. That can be installed wrong. It can also still be sticky like it was earlier. We got her all cleaned up. Time to see if the sucker wants to fire up, I think. Shoot. Orion came in clutch. We made a parts trade. Kickstarter for flywheel cover. So he actually just brought it over. Should be able to gas this thing up and see if she's gonna run, baby. A little gas. Let's go to the 360 cam, shall we? Give her a minute to fuel up. I might pull the drain bolt and make sure we're getting fuel. I'll try and find out by kicking it first though. Let's give her a shot, shall we? Oh, kicked back at me. There we go. Not bad. Okay, it wants to choke on for a minute. This fan. Let's put it around. Choke on, try and warm it up a little bit. There is a chance I'll have to buy a new carb. I tried to save that one, but you know how it is. That hill. Pretty cool. Shit. It went right up there. Been pounding my fence hard. There's no choke. She's not like that. Let's try a good half. See, I'm gonna order a carburetor for this thing because it ain't running exactly right. That's with the choke off. Might adjust the intake or the valves, I guess, too. She's a runner. Dang, dudes. So we plan on giving this away. We're going to post the info on Thursday on YouTube, how to win. So be sure and get up in there. We're just going to give it away to somebody, I think either in North Texas or a cash prize if you're out of state. But you guys, I think somebody's kid will be happy with this for Christmas. And I'm going to put a new carburetor on it, I guess, just so it ain't spitting and sputtering like that. It's leaking from the overflow a tiny bit. But the transmission's good, the brakes, frame, all that, suspension's good. So we'll give her a proper tune-up in the next video and give you guys the details on how you can win this for your kid or yourself, I guess, if you're a big kid, neighbor's kid, you know what I mean? Your nephew-in-laws, your cousin-in-law by nephew twice, or whatever however you guys are related if you're from Texas, but probably dating too. Get up in there. We're going to tell you how you can win it in the next video. We're posting it Thursday. Appreciate y'all. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.